Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Dominic, CEO, founder and independent financial advisor here at Cameron James. So today guys, we're going to be talking about insistent clients, final salary pensions or defined benefit pension transfers. For anybody who's new to the channel, remember to subscribe below with the red button to keep up to date with everything related to final salary pension transfers. So what we're going to be discussing here today is why the insistent client process exists and what exactly it is and why it's there to protect yourself. So as you will know, your final salary scheme in the UK is likely one of your most valuable assets. Now, for some clients, it might form a smaller part of their wealth, maybe 5 or 10%. For other clients, it might form 50% of their wealth, even more, 70, 80% of their wealth I've seen before at times. Now, it's quite clear whether you agree with the FCA, whether you don't agree with the FCA, the rules they've put in place, how possibly difficult they're making it for you to complete a transfer now, the money you have to pay for transfer, the time you have to invest, different topics. But the reason it's there is to protect people. If someone has a final salary pension which is worth 80% of their net assets, okay, they may well believe that they want to complete a pension transfer, but you have to remember that the final salary scheme in the UK has index linking, revaluations on an ongoing basis, not only for the amount you'll receive, but also the amount of annual pension that you receive on an ongoing basis. So even in retirement, they will continue to uplift your pension in line with RPI, CPI, whatever the scheme rules refer to. So it is a valuable asset and not everyone should be transferring these away. So what happens is you'll go through the advice process and you may be deemed to maintain or stay within inside your existing scheme, which would classify you, if you wanted to move ahead with the transfer, as an insistent client. Now, it's important to state here, insistent clients has nothing to do with defined contribution pension schemes. Any defined contribution pension scheme, as long as it doesn't have safeguarded benefits, you can transfer it and you do not have to follow an insistent client basis. For defined benefit pension transfers, as we've stated, if you have safeguarded benefits over the value of £30,000, you must, by law, legally take qualified advice from a pension transfer specialist with the qualifying permissions and qualifications. So it is there to protect you, and we would support the FCA in trying to have a strong standpoint on this. From our perspective, we want to be working this for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, allowing people to transfer out of pensions when it is in their best interests. However, the FCA does also appreciate that if you take professional advice from someone, it's just advice. At the end of the day, it is your pension and you can decide what to do with it, which is where the insistent client process comes in. So to state as well, the insistent client market is becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. Less and less trustees are willing to accept insistent clients. Less and less financial advisory firms are willing to process the business for them as well. The reason for this? Cost. PI insurance. If you've done any research yet, you'll probably see PI insurance mentioned over and over again. The Financial Times, who we work with on an ongoing basis, they're continuously publishing articles about PI insurance. The amount of financial advisors in the United Kingdom doing DB pension transfers has gone like this. The reason is some of them maybe do 5 or 10 or 15 transfers a year. It's not, maybe it's worth 15% of their business or 10% or 5% of their business revenue per annum. But their PI insurance company says to them, oh, knock, knock, you're doing final salary pension transfers, your premium, your PI insurance premium of £20,000 is going to go up to £70,000 next year. A lot of people say, hang on a minute, an extra £50,000 a year, we barely even make that from pension transfers. We're out. Like, just tick that off our insurance and we'll keep the cheaper price of £20,000 per annum. For other advisory firms who are in the market for the long term and complete a significant amount of pension transfers, it makes a correct business decision for us to pay for PI insurance, which covers us for DB final salary pension transfers. However, we do have to pay a premium, and the more insistent client cases which you process, the higher your premiums are. So it's the caveat as well at Cameron James, in the United Kingdom, we cannot do insistent clients at the time of filming. There may be possibilities in the future, but I would have thought it's probably the opposite. It's probably less likely to happen again in the future. In the international market, Europe, America and elsewhere, we can complete an insistent client basis. However, I would always say to my clients that we will not just do an insistent client basis for any client who wants it. If I'm looking at a client situation and I just genuinely think it's completely and utterly against their best interest, I will normally try to stop them from even going to the advice stage. I don't want clients to spend money and for us to send them a bill if we thought it was completely and utterly unsuitable. We will take people typically through an abridged process and then a full advice process. Even after the full advice process has been given, it's still at our discretion if we want to move ahead with an insistent client or not. Sometimes you might have anomalies. So for example, we were dealing with a client a couple of weeks ago. She had significant wealth. Her partner had significant wealth. She was retired, she was 43. She's retired, she's never gonna work again in her life. She had a DB pension pot in the UK of $500,000, which to her and her partner was just a bit of an inconvenience. However, because of her age, that age range is just so far below what the FCA deems suitable for someone to complete a pension transfer. The FCA is saying, well, hang on a minute, if they can't access it legally until age 55, why not wait until 53, 54, 55 before making a decision to give up your income for life from a safeguarded benefit scheme and move into a defined contribution scheme, which I can agree with them. There is that rationale there. However, for a client such as that, they're not interested. They just want to transfer it out and they want to manage it themselves. This client had an extremely aggressive attitude to risk. She'd been looking at the indexation of her current UK scheme and she believes she can adequately outperform that by investing in the market. So that was a situation where we did proceed on the insistent client basis because there was a huge amount of rationale there. But even then, all the paperwork we signed, the handwritten letters that you have to do as an insistent client, I still have a proper conversation with every single client at Cameron James who's proceeding on an insistent client basis to make sure they truly understand what they're doing and they haven't been tricked or they haven't misunderstood the situation. They're not looking at the CETV and seeing it as a lottery win and they need to take the money now and it's going to go down, blah, 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 blah. So we're very careful with it. But I know this is a topic which gets a lot of interest from people and some people are very angry. They say things like, Dominic, this is ridiculous. Why does someone else get to decide if I can transfer my UK pension? I worked for 20 years, it's mine. I want to transfer it, I want to move ahead with it. We understand that side of the equation, but we also understand the FCA side of the equation. And obviously we want to be here for the long term to continue providing high quality advice to as many clients as possible. So I hope that's been helpful, guys. Obviously, if you do have any questions about being an insistent client, if you've already been through the process, let me know your thoughts on it, how it was, how difficult it was, how long ago you did it. And obviously, if you want to talk about any existing financial planning requirements, you can book in below on the Calendly link or head straight over to our website and book yourself in for a free initial consultation where we will review your CETV and give you an understanding of our sort of outlook on your situation and the generic reasons why a pension transfer may or may not be suitable. This type of information may even be enough for you at an early stage to understand, okay, I would like to proceed with full advice, or actually, yeah, it really sounds like it's potentially not suitable for me. So guys, thank you very much. I look forward to reading your comments, and as always, take care and speak of you soon. Thank you.